And you already know, on this channel, we hold racist, Caucasian people accountable, because if we don't, who will? And before we start this video, we don't like black people, black issues, black talks. Get to stepping. Now run a tape.
Frustrated people from the Roseland area attended a community meeting tonight hoping to get answers regarding the chemical explosion last Friday. WGNO's Rick Gogri was at the meeting and is live now with the story in Amy. Rick?
Yeah, Kurt, tensions were very high here at Grant's Chapel as residents look to share their thoughts on the current situation and learn just exactly how things can get fixed.
What is in the grass?
Many residents in the Roseland area feel left in the dark as to what exactly happened in the Smitty Supply fire and what hazards it could pose for their health. They are now demanding answers, primarily about what was raining from the air and how dangerous it is to breathe in.
Right now they're saying that, they checking it out and it ain't nothing in there, but I don't believe that at all.
That first night, that Friday night, I went to bed with a headache. And for them to say that the air is safe, no.
Others are concerned about the oily residue covering their homes and yards.
I have 2 ponds, I have fruit trees, I have these chickens lay eggs, they're eating this oily grass, and I have a garden. And I just want to know, is the egg safe to eat? Is my fruit safe to eat? Is my vegetables in my garden safe? Or should I just throw everything away?
Parish officials say 50 different chemicals are stored at the Smitty's facility. None have been named to the public yet, though they say the test results should be back soon. In the meantime, 3 separate class action lawsuits against the plant are currently in the works.
I think this is a good example of why you need class actions, because you see here tonight, there are many people who were injured in the same accident. So we don't need to try 500 or 1,000 trials. We need to try one trial on liability and then work on the damages.
While many spoke, not a single representative from Smitty's was at the meeting. Some residents feel as if their response so far has been lacking.
They should be out at least saying, what can we do to help you as a corporation? What can we do to help this community get back on its feet?
While a meat itself has not been targeted for such relocations, the industrial growth in neighboring parishes may influence future developments in the region. Louisiana has a pattern where industrial expansion, including chemical plants, indirectly benefits from land clearing caused by accidents, pollution, or buyouts. While there isn't necessarily a public admitted strategy of using explosions to grab land, the combination of industrial siting, accidents, and targeted buyouts has often led to consolidation of land in favor of industrial interests, disproportionately affecting black communities. Make that make sense? And I keep telling y'all over and over and over again, it's nothing new under the sun. These people been wanting that land in meat in Roseland, Louisiana, and they doing it right in our faces. And see, all this stuff is by design. And they think just because we from Louisiana, we slow. But hell no, it's a new day and age, and we see everything that's going on. But this the cold part. The governor of Louisiana is gaslighting the people. He making jokes in the people's faces. Man, run a tape.
And Louisiana's governor is assuring the people of Roseland the air and water in the community are safe.
But as Tan Trung reports, some neighbors are concerned about what they've been breathing in.
3 days after the massive fire broke out at Smitty Supply Plant, some residents in Roseland are still trying to get rid of oil and soot from the fire that covered their property and cars.
We're going to pressure wash tomorrow. We're going to put some cleaning agents out and let it soak and then wash it off and then pressure wash real good tomorrow.
This neighbor didn't want her face shown. She told us the fumes from the chemical fire were so strong her family had to leave their house on Friday. She says it wasn't much better when they came home Saturday.
And the little one that has asthma, he's stopped up now. He's very congested. So we've been giving him, of course, home remedies right now, but it's been rough on everybody.
I had concerns. Me and my daughter, we all had concerns. Because it had us coughing and our nose burning and throat burning and stuff.
Lolita Brown says for now, she won't drink tap water because she's worried about possible contamination from runoff during the firefight.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Not with all this. So we just taking precautions.
There has been no injuries. And the great thing about it, even better than that, there's been no deaths.
On Monday afternoon, Governor Jeff Landry, along with federal and state environmental officials, said the air quality so far is safe, as is the drinking water. As the investigation into the fire's cause continues, containment boom has been deployed around the fire site and along the Tangipahoa River to keep hazards at bay. The EPA is waiting on test results from ground and water samples. Governor Landry said he understands the public has many questions, but answers won't come immediately.
We can't get you some of those answers because being able to answer the questions that you may have take time. When you take a water sample and you send it off to a lab, there is a certain amount of time that it takes to get an answer. We can't get our results like you get your news on TikTok.
Now, when you have burning chemicals, that's just like if you burn trash or burn chemicals at the house. You can smell that. You know there's chemicals going into the air. So why would they say there's nothing in the air right now?
At the height of the fire, more than 800 people were under a mandatory evacuation order. The parish president says all homes except 7 are now safe to return. In Tangipahoa Parish, Tan Trung, Fox 8 Local First.
And make that make sense. And I find it very ironic when it's involving black people, they never have the answers. Hurricane Katrina, no answers. Flint, Michigan, no answers. Roseland, Louisiana, no answers. No, you're trying to save time and come up with lies. And look, I can go on and on. And if y'all feel like I'm tripping in the comment section, tell me I'm tripping. This pattern is most evident in the area between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, known as Cancer Alley, where a high concentration of petrochemical plants is located near the descendants of slaves who bought land after the Civil War. Yes, formerly enslaved people and other black Americans did buy land and establish communities in the area, now known as Cancer Alley. After the Civil War, they worked hard and poured their resources to build lives for themselves and their families. However, the dream self-sufficiency was corrupted by the arrival of petrochemical industry in the 20th century. Make that make sense. So when people say black people don't do this, black people never did this, cap, racist Caucasian people have always found a way to interfere with the progression of black people. Hell, they still do it today. Tell me I'm lying. But this the cold part. The owners of Smitty Supply, they still haven't said anything to the people. They still haven't apologized to the people. Nothing but their dumbass daughter said this. Man, run the tape.
And we still have no official statement from Smitty's Supply where the explosion and fire happened, but the daughter of one of the owners, Bethany Tate, she took to Facebook to ask for prayers for her family.
A viewer tagged us in the post where she said, in part, there is no one to blame for the fire. And while there are over 400 employees with no job or income, there were thankfully no injuries or deaths. She goes on to thank first responders and says, quote, the owners have a huge burden of the community, their business, their families, and their employees upon them. So let's love, prayer, encouragement, and support speak louder than all other rumors, negativity, and hate.
What the hell he love now? Where was that love when Smitty Supply was laying off people? Love now. Where was that love? It's 2025. These people was making $10 to $15 an hour while Smitty Supply is worth over $68 million. Where's the love? You weren't giving back to the people. You weren't giving back to the community. The only thing you was giving them is cancer. So no, it ain't no love. It ain't no prayer. Y'all can keep that same goddamn energy and take accountability. Based on the products manufactured at the plant and the chemical composition of burning motor oil, the following are some of the potential long-term health effects from exposure: cancer, organ damage, respiratory disease, and nervous system damage. Make that make sense. So no, it's no love, it's no prayers for the owners of Smitty Supply. You get none of that because y'all have to be held accountable. Because guess what? When our people get accused of a crime in Hammond, in A-Meat, in Roseland, Louisiana, it's no love, it's no prayers. If they don't have the money to fight their case, they cook. They can get railroaded. And in the comment section, if I'm lying, please tell me I'm lying. So to my people that live in A-Meat, to my people that live in Roseland, look, DM me on Instagram or send me an email and tell us how we can support. Because not being able to go home, not being able to know how your life will be after this, you get caught off guard. They really trying to do the same thing they've been doing throughout history. They trying to do the same thing they've been doing throughout history. And on this channel, we gotta call that shit out, because if we don't hold racist Caucasian people accountable, who will? I tell you who will. I will. I'm out.